you and the rest of the world has the same starting field to become the best at it.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like if I told you right now, oh, you should invest all your time to become best at Photoshop, you're competing with people who've done it for 20 years, right? But if tomorrow they drop a new app that creates music or something like that, you and the rest of the world has the same starting field.
Right.
So if you just spend 8 hours a day becoming the best within 3 months, there won't be a single person in the world that's equally good as you at that thing, right? So this is the power of it right now. Most important thing is action.
Okay.
That's the biggest mistake I made in the beginning. Is like I need to fix my logo. I need to do this. You know, you spend a lot of time trying to perfect something, when the only thing you need is action. Take action and learn on the road. You know, you because it's gonna be bumpy. You know, and it's okay. But you have to just action. Action is like doing business with speed and action is the key to be successful. You can't just wait till success.
I think I can totally relate with that. A lot of times, not just in public speaking, but generally in marketing, when you're trying to serve people, people are usually willing to pay for it, even just give back. So I think the first thing that you need to try to do in anything is trying to be willing to serve others. And then the rest comes after.
The rest comes after. And also keep in mind that, there needs to be some kind of like, you need to be a bit humble as well. Like it's even if like, okay, they should be happy I'm here. Like you should love yourself enough to understand that. But also, the fact that like even if it's like 17 people are in the audience, that's 17 people that chose to listen to you instead of Netflix, right? There's 17 people that chose to be there instead of, and like you have to give them the best show ever, right? Doesn't matter how many there are. That's people who actively chose to spend their afternoon just to listen to you. That's something that's worth to take. That's a great value, right?
Yeah.
So
I think it kind of goes along the line of even in social media, how you show up. People tend to get discouraged by 10 views, 100 views, 300 views. But if you put 300 people in one room, it's a lot.
It's a lot of people.
So you just gotta keep creating it.
But it goes along with social media as well, in the fact that people are scrolling. You're constantly fighting all these people, right? And if you don't respect the audience, they just gonna scroll.
True.
Right? But if you understand the fact that, okay, I'm competing with everyone else, how can I make a video that truly sticks out? Then you do good things, right?
And then that will eventually pay off, I guess, along the way. True, definitely.
One of the things you've been doing in your tour is educating people on AI, especially in lower to middle income countries. What excites you the most about teaching about AI? What excites you the most about teaching about AI?
What excites me is the positive impact, like the immediate impact. Like there's so many people from the first tour. I think like daily I get DMs from people saying like I did this and this and that, and now I started my agency. I did this and this and that. I used to have 150 USD. Now I have 450 USD a month. Like, and my mother doesn't have to work anymore. Like I get like comments like that constantly. That's like, so I see in real time that it's actually changing people's lives, and that's it's how do you can't put a price on that. It's how do you? My goal when I started was like if I can in every show I make, if just one person has that impact, like I had an impact on one person, that's worth it, right? But now it's like it's way more, so it's incredible.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because there are also people that are very scared of AI. And
definitely.
They want to kind of pursue a creative field, but they're scared with the rate that AI is kind of growing right now. There might not be any space for them to find a career. So what do you say to people like that?
I say that AI will not take your job, but someone who knows AI will.
Definitely.
That's what I say to them.
True.
I say, and I also say AI will take your job, but to the next level, right? So that's my two quotes on that. But the thing is, because it's true, like a videographer will always be better at creating an AI generated video than I will. A photographer will always be better than me. I will always be better at creating like a TikTok campaign with AI than anyone else. Humble bragging. So,
Humble bragging.
But it's a fact as well. But because and I mentioned this on my speeches. Like I show a picture difference. Like if I say create a photo of a close-up, high detailed lion shot with an iPhone 11 wide angle, and then I change like I want this to be like a Sony R5 whatever. Like and I put exactly like what the settings are on the camera. It's just two total different pictures gets generated. And a photographer knows exactly what settings, the sun's is it set on 90 degrees, whatever, like how far away I'm standing, which zoom I have. Like they know exactly. They can prompt that and create exactly what they envision. A producer will always know how to create a beat better than like I want the 8/8 drums with some auto tune on it, and I want the synth melodic. They know exactly how to phrase it. So no, you shouldn't be afraid of if you want to pursue a career in art. Like it's never been easier, and you need that skill set because you need to know. AI doesn't know what's good. You tell it create 10 great viral songs. Only 3 of them has potential to be viral, right? But then you ask it which one, it doesn't know. But your
Still
expertise
needs that
know.
Human touch. One more question.
Yeah.
It's just related to what you were saying. That's why. So even with this knowledge, right now there are a lot of AI tools that are constantly coming out, and it can be a bit overwhelming. So how do you think, or how do you suggest people to accommodate with this constant release of new models, new tools? How do you think they should approach this?
With curiosity. I mean, like there is, it's inevitable right now. And this is the positive side of it, that it's constantly changing. That means that tomorrow they can launch a new AI, which means that you and the rest of the world has the same starting field to become the best at it. Right? Because like if I told you right now, oh, you should invest all your time to become best at Photoshop, you're competing with people who's done it for 20 years, right? But if tomorrow they drop a new app that creates music or something like that, you and the rest of the world has the same starting field. So if you just spend 8 hours a day becoming the best within 3 months, there won't be a single person in the world that's equally good as you at that thing, right? So this is the power of it right now.
ሰላም የአፍሪ ፖድካስት ቤተሰቦች፣ እስከዛሬ ሲሰጣችሁን ስላለው ድጋፍ እጅግ በጣም እናመሰግናለን። ነገር ግን በአናሊቲክሳችን መሰረት ወደ 70% የምትሆኑ ተመልካቾቻችን ሰብስክራይብ አይደላችሁም። ሰብስክራይብ በሆናችሁ ፖድካስታችን ፕሮዳክሽናችን እንድናሻሽልና ልዩ ልዩ እንግዶች እንድንጋብዝ ስለሚረዳን ሰብስክራይብ ያደረጋችሁ እንድታበረታቱን በትህትና እንጠይቃለን። What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
So you just have to figure out what you want to do and what you're good at. And then just be on the lookout, because that's what timing is about. Like I said, I did my agency with 0 resources, knowledge, and everything. All I had was timing, because I was very right on track with social media. Now people can do the same journey, 0 resources, knowledge of tech and everything, but with the right timing, you can be one of the greatest when it comes to AI. It's really not that hard. I did my show in Addis. Like I ask people who has used this like platform called Flux, for instance, which is an amazing platform. You can make a lot of money and stuff with that, or Opus. There's like 2-3 hands in the air. So the competition is minimal, which means that you spend 8 hours a day for 3 months. You're probably the best in Ethiopia. For 9 months, you're probably the best in Africa, and that is a skill you can sell.
That's true.
Anyone can, like what I'm doing. Anyone can just, you listen to my show, you can just create your own, mimic it, and you can be the thought leader of AI here. So it's really, you just have to put in the work, and that's all it takes. It's like any skill. Like you learn how to play basketball, or you go to the gym, you lift weight, you're like, oh no, I don't see any difference. Like you have to do it
constantly,
every day or every other day, in order to become better and better and better, right? So you just need to be consistent.
Okay. And your expertise, what's the best way someone can practice using AI?
I don't think, like I learned it by just talking to it. Like the same day ChatGPT came out, since then I've been using AI probably like 4 or 5 hours a day. It's like non-stop, constantly. I talk to it more than I talk to anyone.
Same here.
That's great. I mean, you are in an advantage right now. You might not think you are, but you definitely are, right? So I just learned by doing that, and then I learned by asking it questions. I'd be like, but if I want to do like this and that, is there any AI that can help me with that? And then it tells me if I want to make money using this, and I ask it, and it's like, oh, then you could try doing this and that, right? Anyone can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's really not that hard, and if you want to make it interesting, document it. Be like, okay, I want to do a 100-day series on Instagram, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna try to make 1,000 USD in 100 days using only AI, right?
Okay.
And then you go for day number one, and you tell AI, this is my challenge I'm doing. I'm trying to make, like, what would be the best way to be able to make this money in 100 days, right? And it gives you a schedule, and you're like, okay, day 2, and you do day 2, day 3, and you just try to follow it. Either it doesn't work, but people would have watched those 100 days, and you've made money through that instead, because you built a very big, because it will be super interesting, right?
Yeah.
Or it works, and you made 1K in 1 month, and you get a lot of viewers. So it's like nothing is stopping anyone. Social media is free.
Yeah.
Anyone can post. ChatGPT is free. The pro version is like 100 times better, but it's still free. Anyone can use it.
True. Speaking of social media, what is the difference between a viral campaign and a successful one?
A viral campaign and a successful one?
Or a meaningful one, I'm sorry.
A meaningful one.
Yeah.
I'd say both serves different purposes. Like a viral one, it's like it becomes like a reach thing. Like if you want to reach a lot of people, it's great brand awareness. Depending on what like a meaningful one can become super viral as well, right? A meaningful one is, I mean, that's when you have like a specific, like a messaging or something. Sometimes it doesn't go viral, I guess, but a good, meaningful campaign usually goes viral. But then there are the ones that I don't like. Those you can tell that some campaigns are made just to win awards, right? So I don't know if you decide it's meaningful or not, but yeah. That's
So, what do you think is a current, or maybe has already passed, marketing trend that is being underutilized, or it's being overabused?
Overabused.
Or it's not even being utilized enough. It can be a past one. It can be a current one.
Like a trend? I don't know, like...
It doesn't have to be specifically like a social media trend. It can be even a marketing trend.
Yeah. I think something that is... I think TikTok still is very underused as a platform. Like, people are not... Like, I have access to other kind of data, and I see that people are consuming way more videos than are being created daily. So that's why it's easier to go viral, because the demand and supply is like this, right? And that means that people are not supplying enough.
Right.
So it's still super underutilized. So as a whole, TikTok, I would say. And it seems to be very big here in Ethiopia. Like I posted a video, got like 200k views on it. I was like, what?
It's not really common in Sweden?
I'm not really big on TikTok in Sweden. Like, I'm bigger on Instagram.
Right,
So I usually don't post that much on TikTok. But I was like, I'm gonna, because I was driving, I took a cab, and the driver said like, yeah, TikTok is very popular here. I was like, okay. Then I tried posting it, and it was like, it just blew up. I was like, okay, good. You see, like psychology, right? Understanding of the platform,
right?
And it worked. So I think any company in Ethiopia that isn't on TikTok, it's crazy. Like, you should be there. I don't know. I think specific trends is hard for me to talk about because I think it's very different in like Ethiopia and Sweden and stuff like that. But for instance, now. Okay, you know what? I don't know when this is going to publish, but now there's a big trend going on globally where Chinese manufacturers are exposing that, your Prada bag and whatever is not coming from
an American company.
So they're exposing because of the tariffs, right? So I don't know where Ethiopia stands there, but I do know that a lot of the leather comes from like Nigeria and like places like that. I don't know if Ethiopia is an export of anything of that.
We export. We export leather as well, coffee.
Leather, like it's an upcoming field.
So like any company here that's like maybe selling like a leather or exporting or whatever should jump on this and be like, I mean, of course it's Chinese manufacturer, but they're getting the leather from us, right? Because that's the whole thing with trends is that if something is trending, then it's easier for people to get that in their feeds. So you should just jump on that.
Right.
If you can also be something as simple as you might have seen all the Chinese manufacturers talking about the bags, but you didn't know that Ethiopia is the home of coffee, and you talk about coffee. You just switch the subject, but just by having that hook, you immediately end up in the feeds of everyone watching those videos, right? So it's easier to be seen.
That's true.
So that's the power of like the algorithm. It's like as soon as
Speaking on brands or businesses jumping on trends, some patterns that I think a lot of marketers are noticing is that whenever a brand tries to kind of jump on a trend, have you seen that meme where everyone is doing some particular trend, but the moment a brand does it, it seems it's not cool anymore. And everyone is just scattering around. So how do you think businesses or brands should approach this particular
they should approach it with self-consciousness. I think a lot of brands try to be cool,
right?
When they should make fun of themselves instead. I think that's how they succeed on TikTok. So you should hop on trends, but you should do it like your way. You shouldn't do it like the way everyone else is doing it. You should do it like I've seen a lot of people are making fun of themselves hopping on trends. Like my Gen Z employee edited this video, and then it's like
it's so funny.
Yeah, you see like that. That's just it's so easy, and that's just making fun of yourself, right? But it works. So I think that's how you jump on trends as a company. You have to read the room and understand that you are literally the parent at a nightclub, right? So if you go in and start dancing like the kids,
right,
it's kind of
awkward,
right? It's like you're like, Dad, get out of here, right? So you have to understand that you can't just go in and dance like them. If you are that kind of company, you have to read the room and be like, okay, how can I fit into this narrative? And the best way is to be aware of that fact and just make fun of yourself a little bit. Then it's easier to then go on the dance floor and then do all the moves and be like, and making fun of that, and then be laughing like, oh, come on, stop it. And that becomes then you're understanding because you're admitting that, okay, I'm not cool like you guys, but I'm still here, right? So that's okay.
That's nice. That's a good way to see it. Well, you've mentioned that when you first started the agency, you started on zero resources, right? But what was the business strategy that led the agency to become successful as it is right now?
No, I would say, as I said, we wanted to change the industry, right? That was always our mission. And then I don't think it was a business strategy. It was just, the mindset after the accident that just did a lot of, because we were on the verge of bankruptcy right before that. And then we had timing. It was the timing. I had a solution to a problem in a perfect timing. A year before, I would be too early. A year later, I would be too late. I had perfect timing, and my idea on how to funnel things with psychology was just accidentally perfect, I like to say. So, because I understood that it's, social media is a social platform. It's in the name, right? But people treat it like traditional ads. You see in the newspaper or on the TV, you don't have a section for comments, which means that you have to immediately go for sales, right? But it's a social field. So basically, on social media, to post a video, say, come and buy my stuff, it's literally going to the nightclub and say, hey, you want to come with me home? The first thing you say, right? And I understand that people don't like that, right? So, but what we do when we're socially aware is that we maybe see someone we like, and we're like, hey, can I buy you a drink? And if they say yes, then you talk to them a little bit, and you do a couple of jokes, and you tell them about a cat you saved from a tree or something like that, and they're like, oh, and you connect with each other, you listen, and you talk, you listen, and then you say this was amazing, can I get your number? And she'd be like, yeah. And then suddenly, if you do that to like 100 people on the club, probably like 30 or 40 will give you the number, right? And now it became like a dating 101 here. But if you go to 100 people saying, hey, want to come with me home? Maybe one will say yes, but you will also get 99 slaps, right? And the slaps, you don't see them digitally. You don't see when people are like, oh, this company is so annoying. You don't see that. So we built the funnel that was like, we built it first in giving a drink. So we gave value.
ሰላም የአፍሪ ፖድካስት ቤተሰቦች እስከዛሬ ሲሰጣችሁን ስላለው ድጋፍ እጅግ በጣም እናመሰግናለን። ነገር ግን በአናሊቲክሳችን መሰረት ወደ 70% የምትሆኑ ተመልካቾቻችን ሰብስክራይብ ያደርጋችሁ። ሰብስክራይብ ሆናችሁ ፖድካስታችንን ፕሮዳክሽናችንን እንድናሻሽልና ልዩ ልዩ እንግዶች እንድንጋብዝ ስለሚረዳን ሰብስክራይብ ያደርጋችሁ እንድታበረታቱን በትህትና እንጠይቃለን። What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
We said that, for instance, if let's say we're working with someone selling golf sticks, right? Golf clubs. Then we start with like, okay, here are 5 golf courts you have to visit this summer, right? Anyone watching that 45-second video is probably very interested in golf or have too much time on their hands, right? So then we take everyone who's seen like 95% of the video, we save that as a target audience,
Right.
and we retarget them. So that was the first, we gave value, right? We gave a free drink. That's for us, we say like, okay, they accepted the drink. And now we have to build trust. And then we show a video of like, okay, our clubs are made of vibranium or whatever. Like we say what's special, we won these awards and stuff like that with it. And then people who have watched 90 or 80% of that video, we save that to another target audience. And now we know that they accepted our drink. They thought we were cool or they laughed at our jokes or whatever. Now we can say, hey, it looks like you're interested in golf. Visit our store and buy some clubs. So we took it away from reach media, because before people were saying you can reach 1 million. And we were like, no, you can reach 7,439 people, but that's the right people. And no one can get mad because in the beginning,
Right.
you're not saying you want to come with me home. You're not trying to sell anything. You're just giving value. No one can get irritated about your brand for telling them about a good golf course, right? So maybe you reach 1 million in the first video. And then the second one is like 200,000 people that still are. And then for the final one, maybe it's just only 8,000 people. But those 8,000, they're super interested. And you will see that out of those 8,000, maybe 1,000 will go and buy something.
Right.
But if you reach 1 million, maybe only 100 would have bought.
Right.
So that's the difference we made. That's I think a lot of people are doing now as well, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. You mentioned earlier that you worked with DJ Khaled, right?
Yeah.
This is more of a personal question.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah, another one. Yes.
Do you want his number? Or
Yeah,
is that the personal question?
I think he's married.
What?
Is he not?
He's married?
Is he not
He's
married?
married, he has kids and everything.
I know. Oh, I know about the kid. Oh.
You don't know about the marriage.
Okay.
Right.
No,
Okay.
I don't want his number.
Yeah.
What other celebrities have you worked with?
No, I think he's I worked a lot with like Swedish, but he's
okay.
not. I think he's the
International.
Yeah, he's like the biggest international that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That's it.
I just want to go back to the thing that you were talking about a bit earlier. So you mentioned how a lot of times when you approach marketing, you also try to approach it from the human psychology side. And what do you think is one part of the human psychology that a lot of marketers should utilize most? I know that, for example, like FOMO is one thing. Like people tend to kind of coin their strategy around the fear of missing out, and it tends to be successful. Do you think the same way, or are there other sides of human psychology that you tend to focus on?
I think FOMO works for certain target audiences, not for everyone. I think I would say the main like psychology thing you mentioned upon it there, like storytelling is huge. We've always as long as humans has existed, it doesn't matter if we sat around like a fire and telling stories, or we're sitting around a screen and telling stories. Stories has always been a key part of humanity, making people feel something. I think that's a very underrated psychology thing. And making someone feel something, you have to understand what they want to feel or how they feel right now. So I think, for instance, like one of the things that I when I talk about AI here, and when I post on social media and say like I teach people how to make money, I think that hits a chord for a lot of people here and be like, oh, I need to make money, right? If I said like come and listen, become an expert on AI, people are like, yeah, I don't care about AI right now, right? So it's all about understanding which words creates a feeling, and I'm trying to give the feeling of liberation, like you can control your own life, you can empower yourself, which you can with it. So you should never lie with feelings, right?
Yeah, true.
Because then they come to my show and they're like, wait, I didn't learn this, right? But it's all about, the words, because the word money makes a big difference here. So it's understanding what makes people tick, like what makes them feel, and what is the feeling you want to create. Sometimes it's sadness, sometimes it's nostalgia. I think nostalgia is one of the best feelings you can give to someone. If you know how to give nostalgia, you can literally sell anything. But having people in your storytelling, having them committed to it, you can sell anything in the world. That's how Apple can have people standing in long lines buying an expensive phone that is worse than the other company. Like it's literally
same thing.
But it's actually worse than the Samsung. It's like, but still people buy it because they are in the storytelling that you are tech savvy. If you have it, you are premium. If you have an iPhone, right? You're like they sell that dream, and then they can sell anything. Tomorrow Apple drops a car, it's gonna be a line. What do they know about making cars? They know nothing about cars, but people are gonna buy an Apple car because it's Apple. It's tech savvy, it's the future. It's storytelling.
Well, that's good.
Do you have any advice for people that are planning to kind of start their own agency? I know it might be different from country to country, like the bureaucracy might be different, the businesses that are within that country might be different, but I want to ask you more specifically for people who want to build an international agency, people that want to have, that want to reach that international standard in terms of marketing. Is there anything that you can advise them?
I would say any business you're trying to make, the most important thing is action.
Okay.
That's the biggest mistake I made in the beginning. Is like I need to fix my logo. I need to do this. You spend a lot of time trying to perfect something, when the only thing you need is action. Take action and learn on the road. You because it's gonna be bumpy. And it's okay. But you have to just action. Action is like doing business with speed and action is the key to be successful. You can't just wait till success. So I would say that, and then making an international agency, it's super easy now with internet and social media and AI. Just build an awareness on, like, get LinkedIn. Get LinkedIn. Okay, what is your target audience? Okay, you're an agency. You need CMOs and like that. You go to LinkedIn. You search for CMO. You can filter. I want them in this and this and that country, and you start like adding everyone. Like you add 1,000 people, 900 of them is going to say yes because people are like, oh, who's this guy or whatever. You make a good profile on LinkedIn and you start giving value. You start just writing like, okay, we help this client, we do this, we do that. You don't have time with that? Ask AI. Help me write this post. Just summarize what you want to say. Write this post. Write it. Post it. Film yourself. It doesn't cost anything. In front of a camera, in front of your phone. Just take out your phone, film yourself, talk about what you do, post every day. Suddenly you get attention, and you have a good product. You sell it. You do good. They will recommend you to someone else. All this is action, right? You're just like action.
Yeah. Okay.
I totally agree. A lot of times I feel like, even with myself, something that I struggle with is kind of trying to create something that is perfect enough that does not get any criticism. And
but the problem is, you make that, you get no engagement.
True.
Like it's better, it's flawed. Then people will comment on that. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like if I write like rest in peace editors, AI will take over. Everyone will be like, what do you mean? It's not good enough. Blah, blah, blah. Perfect engagement.
Just boosting your
like what
content.
do I care about their opinion? Like what do I care if they think, oh, Alexander is such a idiot, he doesn't know anything. Like what do their opinion means nothing to me. Like I know where I stand on it, right? But like it creates a conversation. Like but everyone who's like, you're perfect, you have no one can judge anything. Who's gonna react to that? It's not. There's nothing to react to. Yeah, you're good. I don't know what to say, right? So I think, and also like with AI now, even people who are afraid in front of the camera, just build an avatar. Do an AI avatar. Do it. Make a faceless account. Just create another avatar and use that. This is you now. It doesn't matter. You know, just spread knowledge, and then your results will speak for itself.
One question I have for you. I know that you have a very strong personal brand. You've accumulated a good amount of followers on Instagram, and you're also getting active on YouTube. Do you think it's very important to have a personal brand while also having your own business? Do you think that those are directly proportional?
Yeah. I think it's never been this important to have a personal brand like it is now. Especially if you want to go international. Like we're entering a world where in a few years, it doesn't matter which language you speak.
Yeah.
The people will perceive it in their own language.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I would be scrolling, I would be able to have a feature on Instagram that I want to hear everything in Swedish, and then when Bill Gates is talking, I will hear him speak Swedish. AI will be able to do that. Facebook is already testing features like that for I think Spanish and English. So that will be in the near future. So it doesn't matter which language. So the world is becoming locally global. So it's the personal brand is everything. When AI can automate things, when AI can do things, the only thing that it can't do is replicate your personality. So people don't want perfect. People don't want a robot. People don't want a formal text, because you know they can just ask ChatGPT. They want to hear your raw feelings, like your thoughts. And if you haven't positioned yourself, if you're not special, if you don't have experience that is interesting, then why should people listen to you? I can just ask ChatGPT. But when people get a personal relationship with me, and they meet me and they talk to me, whatever, then my opinion becomes like I hear people asking me questions that they can just ask ChatGPT, but they want to hear my opinion on it, right? So I think personal brand is super, super important. Okay, so you believe personal brand is very important, not only for yourself, but also for the success of your business. 100%. Amazing. Okay. Because you can create anything when you have an audience. That is definitely true. Yeah.
What do you think is the most underrated AI tool for creatives? Because we both work in a creative field, and
which kind of creative? Like pictures, videos, music?
Yes, let's go with. I do
She's a UI UX designer. Yes, I'm a marketer.
I do websites and mobile apps.
So I would say like Canva AI that released like 3 days ago is like incredible. Like it's literally I did it the other day. Like you just write, and I can show you guys afterwards. You just tell it what you want. Like I wrote to it, I want a website for like tourism in Addis Ababa, trying to get people from Sweden. And it created that in like 2 minutes.
Wow.
And the website, I'm telling you, it's one of the best things I've seen.
I'm writing it right now so that I won't forget.
I will show you afterwards as well. Like, I will show you how good that website became. It's like incredible. So Canva AI for like coding and stuff. There are different like Replit and stuff like that as well. But Canva AI, I think, is like the easiest to just get started. But then for like graphics, pictures and everything, ChatGPT's new image generator is...
It's really
incredible.
Good. I've been experimenting a lot.
Have you tried drawing what you want?
Oh no.
Because you can draw on a paper, like a picture, and say create that.
I think I've seen a couple of videos about that.
You can also like take a picture and you can like draw an arrow and be like, I want this in red. I want this hand to be a robot. I want this or whatever, and then you can send it and be like, all the text is. Instructions on what you should do, and it creates that.
That is very interesting.
So this is where AI is going. It's becoming the intelligence, It's the same way you would talk to a graphic designer and say like, oh, but can you make the sunset can you make the background a sunset? But that you can just tell AI and it does that, right? So
ሰላም የአፍሪ ፖድካስት ቤተሰቦች፣ እስካሁን ላደረጋችሁልን ድጋፍ በጣም እናመሰግናለን። ነገር ግን በአናሊቲክሳችን መሰረት 70% የምትሆኑ ተመልካቾቻችን ሰብስክራይብ አይደላችሁም። የእናንተ ሰብስክራይብ ማድረግ እኛን ፕሮዳክሽኑ የተሻለ ቦታ እንዲደርስ ያደርገናል። በዛውም ለእናንተ ምርጥ እንግዳም እንድንጠራ ይረዳናል። ስለዚህም በትህትና ሰብስክራይብ እንድታደርጉ እንጠይቃችኋለን። ሰብስክራይብ አድርጉ። ይህ ፖድካስት ተዘጋጅቶ የሚቀርብላችሁ በአፍሪወርክ ነው። አፍሪወርክ ምርጥ ሰራተኞችና የምትመኙትን ስራ የምታገኙበት አሪፍ መፍትሄ ነው። ዲስክሪፕሽን ላይ ባለው ሊንክ ተጭናችሁ አፍሪወርክን ዛሬ መጠቀም ትችላላችሁ።
But I also have to say that a lot of people mistake AI for being perfect at first. AI's whole thing is consistency, right?
Sure.
you ask for a sunset, the first one might be bad.
Yeah, you need to iterate
again,
a couple times,
again.
Yeah.
Ask it 20 times. Like, what do you mean? You have better things to do? Like, you ask it 20 times. And the 20th time might be the best sunset you get.
Right.
Don't just settle for the first one you're getting, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's super important.
I think to add on that, I feel like prompting is a very great skill that a lot of people tend to undervalue.
Yeah.
So the only way you can get better at that is if you do it consistently. So
if you talk to it, you train, and also remember, like, talk to it like a human.
Yeah, true.
Because people, especially agencies, they are the first to complain about briefs they get from clients.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what is this brief? It's not good enough, whatever. And then there's the agencies when I educate them, and they be like, oh, but AI is bad. It's like, because your brief sucks.
Yes.
You're telling it, give me a TikTok idea for KFC.
Yeah.
Of course you're getting a generic idea. You ask me, I will say, like, okay, make a street interview or something, because that works. That's a generic idea.
Yeah.
But if you tell me that, okay, you work for KFC, you are a specialist when it comes to TikTok and marketing. I want a 7-day content calendar for what we can do on TikTok. The purpose of it is to drive Gen Zs to find our stores, because they can't really locate it. We want them to know where it is. So the target audience is Gen Zs that lives in these areas. You don't get street interview as a result. You get a whole different marketing plan. They'll be like, he's gonna tell you, like, oh, maybe you should do hire a celebrity and do like a tour and film when they visit all the different, so they see where, like, it's gonna give you something else.
Yeah.
But it can't give you that if you only say, give me a good TikTok idea for it.
Yeah.
You have to treat it like a human when you talk to it. Like, what would you ask an agency? What would you include in the brief? Include it.
Yeah.
I think the best way to become better at AI prompting is to watch videos. I watched videos on AI prompt, and to ask ChatGPT itself
to create the prompt.
what better prompt can I create for this kind of results. It's easier that way.
If you're extra lazy, I do that, especially when I want a very detailed image. I ask AI, I upload the image and I ask him, create the prompt for me so that it looks exactly like this image, and then I do the adjustment, and then I feed it back to ChatGPT.
That's really good idea. And I do that in music. Have you tried Suno?
No.
Yeah, Suno is
I have a song there.
it's incredible.
Right.
But the problem is,
you
can't say, make a Kendrick Lamar song,
because
it says, like, oh, it's violation, you can't copy him. So then I go to ChatGPT. It's like, if I wanted to prompt to create a Kendrick Lamar song, what would I prompt it without mentioning his name? And then it says, like, make a boom bap West Coast type song, blah blah blah, and it says like that, and then you prompt it in, and it works. So there's always like workarounds.
Are you a fan of Kendrick?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Kendrick.
You must have loved the Super Bowl.
Yeah, are you a Drake fan?
No, I'm not a fan of
Kendrick. I'm
not a rap fan.
I'm a Kendrick fan.
Yeah.
You're
not a rap fan?
Yes, it gives me headache. No. Yes, me is Afrobeat.
Oh, okay.
The Weeknd.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Weeknd is great.
I love the Weeknd.
Do you know that the Weeknd is Ethiopian?
Oh really?
You didn't know that?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. What about Amine? Do you know Amine?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Caroline.
Caroline? No.
Kind of. Like, you might know it. You might know it.
Caroline. It's more of
kind of rap, but I think he's not as big as The Weeknd, but he is big, and he's Ethiopian as well.
The Weeknd is Ethiopian.
Yes, and he even has
born in Ethiopia and grew up in America.
I think so, and then he moved
to Canada.
Canada, yeah. That's why he and Drake are fighting as well.
And a lot of the music that I mean, kind of like he wrote most of Drake's album, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, most of the music that The Weeknd does, it's influenced by this artist, Aster, which is an Ethiopian artist.
Aster is a very, very, very talented singer.
She's not really known.
It's a girl.
She's a girl. Oh, okay. She's not really known, but she's influenced a big artist like ABBA. Yeah.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I guess he's not really representing us well.
No. He's not. The only time he talked about his country is when he started a coffee brand.
Yeah, he started a coffee brand.
And then he started talking about Ethiopia.
Then it suits him, I guess.
Okay, so do you have any more questions?
I don't have any more questions. If there's anything you want to say to our audience.
Yeah.
The camera is yours.
Yes.
No, I don't have any. I think I said most of the things, but get started with AI or die. No, but please, if you want to support me in any way, just go into my socials. I really try to be more active in this side of the world algorithm, so I need more followers and engagement from here as well. So I have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want.
You can mention your name.
The Morad. So just subscribe, follow, comment, and everything like that.
Yeah, and check out his latest video. That was really fun. You went to he went to Mercato. He bought a bag. It was a really nice leather bag.
So basically, I let AI decide a whole day.
Yes.
And I said okay, I have a whole day. Decide what I should do, right? And it also included a nap.
Really?
You didn't see that?
So thoughtful. No, I didn't see that part.
You didn't watch it.
I did watch it. I watched it until the Entoto part. You went to Mercato and then
it wasn't before Entoto Park. It was you have to charge your phone battery and take a rest. And I was it knows me so well that my phone is burnt out already. But I was still energized. I was what the fuck should I do? So I was trying to sleep. I was but it was it was a really cool vlog actually. It was tried a coffee. I ate raw beef.
You did?
I did. Special. I was very. I liked it, but I didn't dare to eat the whole plate.
Yes, no, I don't think it's good for you.
No.
I mean, we don't like raw beef.
I love.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
not used to it. It might make
the
you
first
sick.
few times, I guess it's not really. You're not
I
really
went
gonna
to
enjoy it.
Mercado.
How's Mercato?
What?
It's actually
is it?
crazy that you went to Mercado.
Haven't you been there?
We go, but the thing is,
a very long time.
if you were a local, you wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't.
Really?
I mean, people go there once a while.
What did you love? What did you like?
The chaos.
I just love the I love the the culture in it, the people showing up there, hustling, trying to make a living. The fact that you can go from a shoe shine boy to becoming a millionaire. People done that. It's that.
Okay.
I think it's just something waking up, going there together, and then you go there and you see the same guy on the other side, and it's still the hair. I think the whole thing like that. I love, for me, I like the authentic stuff. I really don't like when it becomes too touristy and someone is guiding me. You should do this and that. I want to experience and I think it goes back to my obsession of psychology.
Right.
I want to be there and understand how are people, what are they going through and stuff like that. So no, I loved Mercado. It was beautiful.
I'm glad you did.
I think it's because we have some particular traumatic experiences.
For sure.
Where you probably
has a traumatic story.
you probably lose your phone or you get hit on or something, which it's part of the experience. It's not bad. I don't really hate it, but
I didn't get hit on though. So I do get hit on a lot on my DMs though. I
want to see that.
No, it's but it's not really good. It's more I want to marry a white man.
Take me to Sweden.
There's I think I get 8 DMs like that a day. Right?
Ever since you came here?
No, since I did the Africa
tour. Oh, right.
God, that is cool.
That's not a good way to approach me, by the way. That's you want to come with me home the first, but marriage is very,
Sweet talk me a bit at least,
Make me feel special. Not just because I'm white, I have a personality.
That's actually very funny.
I just like it for my money. No, but so no, but so far I have to say Ethiopia is really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I truly like it here. It's you can tell it's the origin in a way. People talk about it. There is a very spiritual. There is something in the air, right?
Yeah, true.
I feel it's you get very close to God in a way when you're here. I can't.
Well, Alexander, thank you so much. This was such a very insightful episode.
Thank you.
If there's anything you want to add, still, I'll give it a last chance. If not,
no, I'm good.
All right, then we're done. Thank you so much for coming all the way here. I know you have a very tight schedule. You're leaving tomorrow, and then you're here with us, spending your time. That means a lot. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and stay bright.
የዛሬ ኤፒሶዳችን እንግዲህ ይህን ይመስል ነበረ ብዙ ነገር እንደተማራችሁ ተስፋ እናደርጋለን
ላይክ ሼር ሰብስክራይብ ማድረግ እንዳትረሱ ሐሳብ አስተያየታችሁን እንዳለ ኮሜንት ሴክሽን ላይ ጻፉልን
ባይ